Kia ora and welcome back to the channel. I'm Elvie and today we are looking at my completed daily sketches number 4. So I did this one from February 5th all the way up to April 25th. So there are 80 days in total here. And for all of them I just use the Bic ballpoint pen. Cheap ballpoint pen in black. Does wonders. So we will be going through it today. I hope you guys enjoy. For anyone curious, I just use a Moleskine sketchbook. You don't need anything fancy if you want to do this yourself though. You can just use any paperworks. This happens to be the books I have abundancy of for some reason. So thank you, my sister, shout out to you. Anyway, so let's go through it. First page is a cute little one. This is back home when I was like little with my dad, and I really like this sketch. I like how I was able to capture the bushes, the light thing, and yeah, I'm just overall really happy with this one. Moving on, we've got a sketch of a couple cans. I really enjoy this energy drink, so I just drew it and it happened to be on the table. So good way to figure out what to draw. Here we have a beautiful view. I went on a road trip at the start of the year with my friends, and this is one of the places we stayed at Lake Tarawera. So we've got some flax bushes and trees and beautiful mountains in the distance with the lake here. So that's the stay. Moving onwards, we went to Coromandel, so we went to a cafe, and it was like this beautiful mangrove, like a rivery thing, and there was some like boats pitched up off in the mud or something and some shags flying by and stuff, so I decided to draw it. I don't love the drawing. I should have done a landscape, sorry, but hey, now I know. It shows you how much a difference the orientation makes to a drawing, and yeah, keeping that in mind moving forward. Here we've got a drawing of a house up in Kaiwaka. It's a beautiful wee house and a lovely property, and so I decided to draw that. Moving onwards, once again we've got this one here, which is a drawing while driving. I was in the middle, so I just drew the like rearview mirror, the road and stuff, and it was a bit hectic because it was like moving around so much, and yeah, the view kept changing, but that turned out all right. Then the next day we went to Katikati, so we went to a cafe there, and I decided to do a drawing there with the hanging lights. It was quite cool, and I quite like the coffee machine here. But that's that spread. Moving onwards, this is once again, this time using a side mirror to draw, and I decided to draw myself just to practice people. And it was quite interesting drawing real-time person, but it was also myself looking in a rearview mirror. It was interesting for sure. And here we've got a photo from the trip. This is just like sand dunes and trying to get perspective of we're going down this really steep hill, so it's quite fun. I really enjoy the boogie boards and the lines, and just I like this one. Here we've got a group one, so a lot of people to try draw here in try and get the scene and everything, but I quite like the clothes, not so much the faces, but that's alright. It turned out alright nonetheless. This one I enjoy a lot. I quite like the legs and the shadows I was able to get there, as well as just the clothing itself, and the lines just work with what I was drawing, and I like the simplicity of the background and the kind of lots of lines and shapes with the walkway down. Moving onwards, we've got my hand holding some fruit that I foraged, some blackberries and banana passions, which are delicious if you ever get to try them. But I think I did a pretty good job of emulating my hand, which is always a bonus. This one's just my view, and I quite enjoy the scratchiness of the hill behind the helicopter pad up here, and I like this windowsill as well with all the plants. That turned out quite fun. Next we've got my sister. I wasn't happy with this drawing, so I didn't actually go into too much detail, but that's alright, it's good to practice. And here we've just got a Rube from class. We've got this one which I went to cafe with. It took forever, so I'm just going to let you appreciate all the lines and details and stuff, especially the bloody brick on them, on the church. But I like this tree here with all the fanning out leaves, and I like the amount of textures and stuff I was able to get. Like the lines here, and then the bricks, and then, yeah, just lots going on, and it turned out alright, so that's nice. Here we've got another one from Course, which I don't love, but can't love them all. I like the spread. This one's just it had a beautiful like jug with lots of like I call them bunny tails. I don't know what their real name is though, and some little flowers and stuff, but I like the lines kind of going new, new, new with the little tufts as well, and then the actual design on the milk jug turned out alright, but I don't know what's happening with this handle. Here we've got a coffee machine, so I went to a cafe if you couldn't tell, and I quite like it. I like this section here, looks quite nice, and this lines works effectively. We've got this one from class, trying to draw my friends across from me. I love this one here, but the other two are a bit off. That's alright. This one is one of my favourites here. This is me and my friend from the road trip, and I love the lines I got in the clothes and the legs. The shadows look quite nice, and yeah, I'm just really happy with this one. I was really, really happy with this face. Like, that's one of my favourite faces I've done, I think. So yeah, really stoked. This is my cup. And a lot of people like this one. I don't love it, but you know, that's good. This is from one of my walks. You can kind of see the harbour out here, so that's quite cool. Got this one from a different walk. I like this one. You can see us walking down along the path here with the beautiful view. Yeah, I don't mind it. Here's from another cafe. Got some beautiful barrels and stuff with lots of lines going on. I really enjoy how I was able to get like quite dark contrast and stuff with this light here. So yeah, that's that spread. This one's quite cool. It's very like scratchy with the trees and stuff and her coming down the path, but I really like the motion I caught with her slowly walking down, and I quite like how the face is suggestive but not obvious. This one's just a portrait of my brother. I messed up on the lips and the eyes, but the rest of it I don't mind. Like the hair is quite interesting, and the glasses and like the shape itself isn't bad. So that's that. Here we've got, this one's in class. I like the soap bottle, and it's quite like direct and dark with the lines of these two, and I like that. It's quite nice and simplistic, which is always good. This one's from another cafe, a lot going on, but I do like the darkness of the beam here. It helps make everything else pop. And I like this down here, but I probably should have lowered the raised everything up a little bit, which would be nice, but it still turned out pretty good. We've got a hawk here, and this is a photo one of my brothers took. I really liked it. I did mess up the proportions a bit, but it turned out pretty nice, and it's good to practice different subject matter. This one's quite cool. I like the lamppost with things going everywhere, and I'm pretty happy with how this kind of area went with the car and the building and the signs and more houses, and yeah, I like this one. This is my other brother, and I don't love it, but you know, gotta practice the portraits. And then we've got this one from a cafe. We've got foster kittens, so I've drew them, tried to, but I don't love it too much. Another drawing of a landscape here. The angle and proportions are quite fun, but yeah. More cafes, more cans with some stationery. If you've seen some of my earlier videos, I always end up drawing this guy. In a can, of course. I've got these ones. I like the dress and clothing here, but I hate the faces, and that's okay. And then we've got this one here, which is, I really enjoy this. It's a tree, and trees are quite hard to get because they're very organic in their shapes, and it had some swings coming off and some steps and stuff, and I really like it. I don't like the spread that much. This is just from some walks that I did. The tower itself is quite interesting, but the other two, like other parts, I'm not a huge fan of, but this is halfway, guys. We've got this one, which is another very, very busy sketch but I don't think it was as effective as some of the other sketches that are also quite busy. This was a collage I did and I decided to draw, but once again, not my favourite, but that's okay. We've got a drawing I did at the beach. It was getting quite dark and I was very light with it, but it's quite fun scratchiness. This one I didn't actually finish, and I haven't actually got a date on it, but it was the day after and I didn't get around to finishing it, but I mean, you can see what's going on. Some days stuff happens and you can't quite finish it. I like the spread. This is a quite fun spread. This one's from a cafe. It's very dark lines. You can see I'm pressing a bit harder to get very dramatic lining. This one's I was a bit softer with, you can tell, and I took my time with the tones and stuff, and it's quite a cool fireplace and it's quite fun. This one's quite cute. I love the cat itself, and I like how it's highlighted with this kind of black line here around its face. This face here I'm not happy with, but that's alright. It's like that was the highlight there, holding the cat. So, and I feel like the holding the cat part, you can tell I'm just, yeah, I found that part really special. This one's my mum, and yeah, just kind of practicing people. And yeah, this one is a portrait, which I haven't it's just a straight face focusing on the portrait, and I'm super proud of this. This is one of my favorite portraits I've done at the moment, like just the shadows and details, and like even not just the face but the hair and the hat, and the eyes, I felt like I captured them really nicely, and the nose, which are very important parts of the face. So yeah, really stoked with this one, and I feel like I blended it out quite nicely down here. This is at a cafe. It's very dainty on the shading, but I quite enjoy it. I've got one of my old cats. The face I was just struggling with, so I scribbled it out, but I can tell what's happening, and like the shape and the idea's there. This is a very quick one. I might have done this one on the channel actually, I can't remember, but it's a very sweet one of home, and you can tell all the different shapes, different bushes and stuff, which is quite fun. I've got this one, which is a drawing of a painting I've done, and I was just not having it that day, so I just did the sketch and moved on, which is alright. And this is me and my friends at a birthday party, and I think this one's really sweet just because it's all of us together, and I think it works out nicely. Like, I didn't capture it perfectly, but the idea is there, which is really sweet. Got this one with me and my friend, which is actually meant to be this on this page. I accidentally got it swapped around so you can see the arrow, but this one's just a bottle, and I did it upside down on accident, but that's okay. We've got this one, which is, you looked up in this kind of mall area, and it was like just plants and vines, and there's a stuffed peacock up there, which is quite interesting, and lots of stuff just happening up here. So it's a bit messy, but it's alright. This one's at course, got bin, so just like looking through the doorway into the other room. I've got this spread, which I quite like. They're both very busy, but they're also very different. This one's very scribbly and kind of and this one's very liney, kind of following the grain. But I like them both. You can kind of see all the different textures I was trying to get, and this one you can also see all the different lines. I quite like, you can see the church and buildings through the window, but I like the spread a lot. I've got another cafe drawing. This is just like a couple chairs with plants, and yeah, just kind of capturing that. And this is me and my friends. The face is not great, but that's okay. It's very fun nonetheless. This is me and my dad, one of my brothers. I quite like the hair on this one, and the hat and the glasses, but the other two weren't quite right, but that's okay. Just practicing people as usual. This one's just at a cafe. I quite like this ornament piece. It's interesting, but it's not quite like what I like, but it's interesting. And this is one of my favorites. Again, this is my brother. I was really stoked with the lines and the textures I captured in the face. Like, look at that face, and the glasses and the hair, and no, just appreciate that. This one was another attempt. I don't mind it actually. Like, it's grown on me. You can see all the different lines as well. It's not as like much time as this one, but I still think it was effective, which is quite nice. This is another one. I forgot how many I did, but this one's with the kittens. I also really enjoy this one with the 3 kittens down here and the face, but just using lines to just not over complicate things. This one is another very busy one, but I think it turned out quite fun. And the church back here is really beautiful. Sorry for knocking that. Then we've got this one, which is just the outline. I didn't quite have enough time to get more details in, but I like the outline. You can kind of see my process in working, and even though it's very simple, there's definitely improvement with being able to capture the shape that I want with very limited time. This one's a Polaroid photo of me and some of my friends, and I think it turned out quite nice. It's very sweet, and you can see that us individually, even with such a small kind of area to work with. This is at a cafe, and it's very busy, lots going on, but it turned out all right. And we've got some kittens here. Kittens are quite, animals are quite hard to capture, especially their eyes and their face shape. But I think they turned out pretty cute. Little freaky, but kind of cute. Then we've got this one of me and my friend. Very harsh lines coming back into it, but fun. And we've got some harsh lines as well. Kind of, these two are very similar styles, just of different things, but I quite enjoy this. You've got the cone, you've got a very interesting angle with the fence here, and then trees and a very crooked lamppost, but it was crooked in the photo, which is quite funny. This is on a bus, so I had plenty of time to shade, and I'm happy about the space I left for breathing room, although it's hard to tell what's going on a bit. Like, this is the back of a chair, these two are chairs, this is kind of like the structure and the door, and the door's down here. You can't actually see that, but it's interesting. This one's quite cool. It's hills, like very dramatic hills, and it was very interesting trying to get the shading of the different valleys and dips and grooves and stuff, but it turned out quite cool. And again, the breathing room up here is really nice. Coming to the end of it now, but this is another hill. This one I did on site, so I had a very short amount of time for this, but it's alright. You can kind of see the idea, but it didn't turn out as amazing as I wanted it to be. This is at a cafe. I quite enjoy it. They had cool hot air balloon things and lights hanging, and then the beautiful like kind of arches for the windows and the coffee machines and syrups and stuff down here. So, and of course pies. But I quite like it. It's grown on me a bit. It was like, oh, I don't know if I like this, but no, I'm like, I think I like it. And for the last page, we've got this one, which was, I think, in like 20 minutes, not 15 minutes. So it was very fast, but I think with the time I had, I'm very happy with how it came out, especially this kind of mural thing on the wall. You can see the window here. And yeah, they had a beautiful little mural of some poppies, which is quite fitting because it was Anzac Day and poppies are kind of the symbol for Anzac Day. So I'm happy with this one as the final drawing. But yeah, that's my daily drawing book, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I've been up to and what I've been drawing and how I've been drawing them and stuff. And I've already got number 5 on the go since I started this one yesterday, and I've done a couple drawings in here already. So yeah, I'm excited to continue drawing and see you guys in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching.